Okay, we are live. I want you to tell everybody that we are live. Share on all of your social media and let them know that we are live, and we're about to have the conversation. Now, if you have been watching Larry Reid Live Facebook page, you saw me post it just a few moments ago, and I said that I'm going to have someone live on the line. That someone was Lady Paula Brown. But within seconds of me pulling things together, she made the decision not to call in that I can interview her a second time. But I have done some homework on my own, and so I do have some things to share, and I'm going to share those things with you. I want you to stay locked in because who knows, she's watching. She may decide, let me call in and at least say this. There are so many things that I have found out in preparing for this show concerning the Lady Brown case and also concerning the Tasha Page Lockhart. Now, if you have been following us for any period of time, you do know that me and Tasha Page Lockhart sort of got in an online beef. I did not start it. She started it, and it's her fault. Let me just make that clear. She started the online beef, and it's her fault. I don't do that. I'm going to tell you what I do. Larry Live, we talk about what is publications, what's already been publicized, and what's been discussed. And when we do that, we have a great time doing it. We entertain and we laugh, and I entertain you guys. You guys laugh, I laugh. We just have a great time doing it. And in the midst of that, we have some conversation that need to be had and some discoveries. And this platform has helped people. There has been some things that have happened with Lady Paula Brown that is very positive, and I'm going to share the parts that I can. Of course, in my job and in my position, people trust me with a whole lot of information. And sometimes I do stories like the Tasha Page Lockhart story and know a whole year and a half of information, but only share a little piece because it ain't public. That's what I did. But tonight, I'm going to go a little bit to the edge. That's what I'm going to do. Tonight, I'm going a little bit to the edge. And I ain't going to say, put it all out there. But I'm going to say some stuff tonight. Only because she, James Fortune, Sherry Mackey, and Cheryl Jackson, and Crystal Rucker, under that post, y'all remember that show? They sort of came for my purpose and for my brand. And I pride myself in treating folk right. And I would never harm anybody with this platform, but they try to make it look like I would. So maybe after tonight, you feel like that's the kind of person I am. I don't know, but you started the first, so I'm clearing my brand. And you keep right on Tasha Page Lockhart posting stuff. I told you should. See what it is? You shouldn't have them folk come back and tell you what I said. You should have sat down and watched what I said because I gave you advice on what not to do. And the main thing I told you stop doing, you ain't do. I told you quit posting about your divorce. Well, is it a divorce or is it not? Is it a fake divorce? Has there been a divorce? We'll talk about that a little later on. But we're just go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get started here on tonight and talking about what's been happening in our world. And we're gonna end with Tasha Page Lockhart and Lady Brown. And you're gonna find out what I have to tell you concerning it. So tell all your friends. Go ahead and send this link to everybody. I notice what y'all like doing. And let me go ahead and tell you, if you go on YouTube, you can watch me without anybody knowing that you're watching. Okay? So going over there to YouTube, leave Facebook, because folk that you friends with can see that you watching. So go over here on the YouTube, subscribe. I can't see who subscribed. Hit the bell. I don't know who's getting notified when I go live. So go on over there. Anyway, this man done died on us. Lord Jesus, you should have took somebody else and not took him. We liked him. We like him. And we like, what's the other man, old man looked like his funeral yesterday? Ben, what's his name? White man. What's his name? It's got a buzz in it. A B. I think it's a B. What's think of it. Somebody think the man with his B. His name can start with a B. Bernie Sanders. Thank you so much, Gerald Jackson. We love him and we like Bernie Sanders, and just Lord and them just took them to the house. Well, I would like to announce unto you, those that are watching, if you do not know this, clearly you've been up on the rock, but I got Bernie Sanders' name in the John McCain is dead. Moment of silence. Yep, he's dead, and he is gone. Now, I know that he was about to die because probably about 4 or 5 days prior to that, they had said that he refused to take any more medications for the cancers. And the way that people do whenever they have the cancers, what happens is that a lot of times what the hospital do, they give them over or they turn them to hospice care. And a lot of times the patients don't even want to go to hospice care, so they send him to the house. I think we heard the same thing in the story with Lady Paula Brown. Send him to the house, so they die at the house or however. So that's what happened. He left a whole lot of stuff for us to chew on that he said and that he did that is very positive and funny. It's very interesting to me that Obama is going to be doing the eulogy alongside of Bush, I do think as well. I think he's going to have 2 eulogies, and I hope they do not get up there like these church preachers and have long eulogies. We can't do that. You got 10 minutes apiece for a 20-minute eulogy or 15 minutes apiece for a 30-minute eulogy. We love him, but we do not love a whole lot of talking back to back over and over. It's not entertaining. Y'all want to go there and get all serious. We can't take a lot of serious talk. This 2018. We can't. It got to have some entertainment to it. Even our preachers give us an entertainment. Y'all can have some organ behind. Now, Obama, if you put some organ behind Obama, I believe he preached. He sang Amazing Grace. And you put that organ behind Obama, I do believe that he will preach. Now, he can go 30 minutes. If he going to preach and give us a little bit of T.D. Jakes, then go ahead right on. You go right ahead. I know Bush ain't going to preach. White people just don't have it. White people just can't preach. We love them. Y'all teachers and bakers. You don't do no preaching. I count about 3 people on my hand that can preach that's white, and they preach black. So it's just what the truth is. But John McCain, and let me tell you what he said. He said, I don't want die now, our Presbyterian president, businessman and entertainer. I do not want our Presbyterian Donald Trump coming to my funeral. I don't want him there. And ain't it the same thing that they said about, what's that woman? The Bush, First Lady Bush, the first Bush wife. I think that they had said for him not to come to that either. And I seen a clip, and I think it's on TMZ. Go to TMZ.com. You can see a clip where they were questioning the president when he was doing some briefing. You have anything to say about John McCain? Anything to say about John McCain, sir? Sir, you got anything to say about John McCain? Sir, Presbyterian, President Donald Trump. Do you have anything to say about John McCain? He didn't say nothing. Kept his lip. Kept it tight like that. Ain't say nothing. Because he knowed that his Republican brother, who he probably feel like betrayed him, didn't care for him. All right, John McCain is dead and gone. Now, I was looking across my timeline. Y'all got to be careful how y'all post this stuff when you talk about somebody done shot somebody, because it messed with my nerves just a little piece. And I seen where this guy here, and let me tell you this. I saw the picture before I heard the story, and I looked at the picture. I said, whoop, that's crazy in there. Remember Larry Live told you this. If you want to know if somebody crazy or not, look at how they walk and look them in the eye. One of them 2 things is going to tell you that you are fooling up with somebody that's absolutely crazy. And you look at this and tell that this man is not well. Because crazy is in his eye. And this is the young boy that went to shooting up something at a tournament. Now let me explain. Because when I first heard, I thought this is somebody at a basketball game, football game, and somewhere, and they got mad and they went off and started shooting a whole lot of folks. No, this is a video game tournament. And what they do at those things, they sit in front of the computerations and they play, and they try to beat each other, but you'll be able to see the person that you're trying to beat. Well, there was a black guy there and some other folk, about 2 or 3 of them got killed dead. But he shot a whole lot of them, by another 10. And he killed about 2 or 3 of them because he was losing. Now, let me say this, parents, when they come down to these games, what's that game that my children be playing? Zoe be playing, and she go to cussing and throwing her thing. I'm like, girl, you 5 years old. Fortnite. You 5 years old playing this game. Why is you going through so many darn emotions? They came here, because their mama let them cuss at her house, but I don't let them cuss when they come to my house. So when they come to my house and you's not gonna cuss, I'm gonna take that phone and you gonna do nothing but play with your fingers. And she F-bombs and S-word and throw stuff. Her phone, her iPhone. Throw her phone upset because of the Fortnite thing. And I heard there's one of my neighbors down the street do the same thing. Not down the street. Down the hall do the exact same thing and spend a whole lot of money. Because they say you can spend money, you make money and doing something. That may be another game. Ain't too familiar with that. The last game I was playing with a PlayStation 2 or 3. I ain't played since none of that. And prior to that, it was Atari. In fact, I ain't really played since Nintendo days and right before days. So around Atari, when you switched over from Atari playing Frogger and Pac-Man to Nintendo, Super Mario Bros. I remember Super Mario Brothers maybe 2 or 3 coming out. And after that, I was gone. On to the next thing. Yeah, duck hunt with a little plastic gun. That's the last time I played. But these children get serious about these games they playing. And this boy here was up to the set and went to shooting. Can you believe that? And listen to this. And this is something I said in another show. Okay, if you want to have a gun, you want gun control. Okay. If you want to have a gun, have a gun. But I do believe that we need to put some stuff in place to where crazy can't get a gun. Because they said this boy had a history of mental illness. So why don't we put something in place? Because I know y'all want to mess with the money that's been spent because of the guns. Won't y'all put something in place to where if you've had depression, mental illness, anxiety, any of them things that hijack your common sense for a little piece and just make you just kill folk, you can't be within 100 yards of a gun. Not a gun store, not a gun thought. Somebody thinking about a gun, you can't be nowhere near anything with sharp objects at all. You stay off somewhere. How come we can't put that in place? I mean, you won't keep a gun because I got me a gun. I got God and my gun. You got them too, you can be all right. Everybody need God and a gun. Everybody need God and a gun. And I got both of them. Call me what you want to call me. Say what you want to say. I'm still saved. Yes, I am. I just got a gun with my God. Because everybody, some folk will listen to God. I said, I'm put God on you, but leave me alone. And then the blood of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, they'll go back. And then some other ones won't. So you got to have the gun for the folk that don't honor and will not respond to the blood of Jesus Christ. And you shoot them dead in the center of their will so that it stop them where they're at. Don't aim for the leg. Don't aim for the arm. That's what the police supposed to do when they catch somebody. When somebody come up in your house, you shoot them dead in the center of their will. Now, I think in the military, what my ex-wife told me, they talking about shoot center mass. We're supposed to hit one of them in there that'll stop them. I've seen enough movies to know sometimes you shoot them in the heart and the chest. I don't know what it is, but it don't stop. But somebody come after you, you need to shoot them in the middle of their will. Aim for it and hit them in the head. When they got shot in the head, whenever they get shot in the head in the movies, that killed them. And I just happen to believe that's what happened. That's why whenever I go to the gun range, I make sure that I practice shooting right in the head. I get all my bullet prints right here in this area. Okay, so the boy turned the gun on himself, so he is not walking amongst your children anymore. He is gone. Condolences to the McCain family and condolences to David Katz, K-A-T-Z family. Goodbye. Now tomorrow night, y'all got to make sure for the next 2 nights, usually I only come on once a week, but for the next 2 nights, 11 p.m. right here, I'm only going to stay on for like 45 minutes, 11 p.m. Greenleaf, we're going to be talking about the season premiere, and they're doing it 2 nights, so we're going to be here 2 nights, Tuesday and Wednesday at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Testing 1, 2, 3. Can y'all hear me? I don't know the last thing that y'all heard. How come you just can't watch and see with the green? If you don't see the green, you gotta watch over there. If you don't see it over there in that second window, they ain't no noise. So I don't know the last. You can't watch that. No, you watch that over there. It's that one. No, they're not. You have to watch this one right here. This one over here is the broadcast. Over there is before you get to the broadcast. So you can't watch that one. I don't know last thing y'all said. One last thing y'all heard me say. So anyway, the Greenleaf on tomorrow night, Greenleaf is coming on, and it comes on at 10. Why it come on so late, I don't know. I guess because they're over there in California where they do all stuff at. But anyway, we really need this to come on a little bit early, huh? Can you stop interrupting my show, telling me stuff that ain't got nothing to do with the show? Shut up. Okay, anyway, so 11 o'clock tomorrow, that's Tuesday and Wednesday, goes to a 2-night season premiere. And we're going to be right here talking about the show and connecting it to some hot topics that we have had in the church, especially the ones I have not shared, but I seen online that y'all don't know nothing about. And on top of that, tomorrow night, we also having somebody from the Greenleaf production that will actually be on the phone to answer our questions concerning Greenleaf. So you do not want to miss tomorrow night's show. That is tomorrow at 11 p.m. 11 p.m. Make sure you're tuned in right here. Hit that bell on YouTube so you know whenever we go live, and make sure that you're following or text Larry Reid Live. No spaces, 233-222, so that you can be noted during 5 whenever we go live, because we're going to have Greenleaf conversation. If you ain't watched season 1, 2, what is this, number 3, right? If you ain't watched 1 and 2, go back and watch it. I don't think there were like 10 episodes per season. So go and watch both of them so you come back here and you be ready, you know what we're going on. All right? Next topic. Now, right here in Atlanta, Jay-Z and Beyonce, the On the Run tour part 2, this is part 2 of the leg, came here to Atlanta and was here for 2 nights. Well, in Atlanta Forum, we had something crazy going on while they were ending their show. This is what happened. But before I show you, you make sure you're looking for the man that's running behind them as they're closing and walking out. Look at this here. Y'all see what happened? It wasn't that a white man? It don't matter what color man it was. However man it was a crazy one. Black, white, blue, Gentile, Protestant, Catholic. It don't matter which one there was a crazy man running up behind somebody on top of stage. Number 1, where was the securities? How come the securities didn't stop them before it got to the bottom of the stage? That's what I would like to know. Number 2, how come these two, they need to up their prayer life? They should have felt this man running behind them. Let me tell you, whenever somebody come up behind me and they made their intention ain't right or just too high, that vibration like that, y'all prayer life. You need to get to Iyan Levine's aunt for some meditation, or to Deepak Chopra, or to Oprah House out there in the woods where she's sitting on the benches and talk to folk, or you call Dr. Reid 2. 844 Dr. Reid 2 and get your medications. Maybe that. Your meditations up to par. Because you should have felt, that's what I can feel that thing. You should have felt them running up behind you when the man come behind you right fast when the intentions weren't right. And so after the first night, everybody wondered, oh Lord, are they going to have the show on the next night? So they released this statement. This is the statement that they released. I sent it on the internet, and it said this. It said, at the end of last night's show, we had an intoxicated male enter the stage. At this point, we had a controlled evacuation of all the crew on the stage in order to defuse the situation. We're happy to confirm that nobody was hurt during the incident, and Mr. and Mrs. Carter are choosing not to press charges against the individual. We would like to take this opportunity to thank the hard work of our tour security, who effectively restrain the individual, and all of our dancers and the team who handled the situation professionally. Mr. Carter, look forward to seeing you all on tomorrow. Say what you want to say. The securities that failed, they did not do right. Thank God for the dancers. The one came through there and dropped kit. Or was that security? Maybe that was security. Maybe it was somebody saying that. But they all ran and went to get, and looked like one of the ladies were fussing at the security on the floor. And talking about, look, y'all don't see what's happening. Come get this dude. Man, that is crazy. Whenever you're in the public eye, you always can stand to end up having some kind of altercations against you because people just crazy. You never know. Folk watching me right here, some of you may like me. Some of you may absolutely hate me and want to fight me. Roll up on me you want to because I got my gun. You roll up, you better roll up quick, fast, and hurry because it's going to be a fight. And if it's a day, I ain't got my book set with me. If these hands, these hands from the country, do you know how many souls have been sought free from their body because of these fists? You roll up here, you want to roll up here, you roll up, you want to. Beyonce, Jay-Z, get your prayer life up because your security ain't doing the job. You know, Beyonce like the five folk, they liable not gonna have because she done fired her whole crew 2 or 3 different times. There ain't no way in the world I let nobody get close to her. I be paying attention because I want to keep my darn job. Anyway, I will show you the clip. What she the second night when they were about to go, when they walked out, she turned around and did a high kick, and she done like this. I thought that was really nice. It was very funny, as if to say, "Look, I'm looking behind my back from now on. See if you get your prayer life up and fast some. The Lord will let you know when somebody behind you. You're working too hard. That's just like them preachers and stuff and artists singing all the time on the road, ministering all the time, but then you not taking care of your spirit. Because your Holy Ghost would have told you somebody is behind you." All right, on to the next topic. Okay, this here is the Braxtons. And I know some of y'all that follow, I see up in the comments, "Oh, I don't like the Braxtons." Well, I ain't neither at first, but my ex-wife turned me on to this show. There is something that is going on in the Braxton family. Watch this clip from Tamar. You got to pay attention because she done it with one of those IG filters. And then watch what Tracy says behind it. Watch.
Who's not a Braxton, Tawana? Who? Phaedra Braxton's not a Braxton? Trina, come on, let's do a toast. I'll do a toast. Let's do a toast to the Braxton one of these. To Phaedra Braxton. I feel him, you oughta. Cheers. May the show be funny and great, which is not.
I decided to stay aboard because I'm under a contract and you can't do anything in the middle of the contract. Well, not unless you don't want to job no more. So, I stayed on because, I wanted to fulfill my obligations and I have a family. I'm not just going to just stop and it's like you have a job and you under a contract. You just can't say, okay, I quit and think you're going to get all your, benefits with your leave, hours, your vacation hours. You're not going to get none of them things. Oh, okay.
But people forget these reality shows. Yes, it's you and your sisters, it's your family, but this is your job.
You got to show up. You got to show up at your job. If you don't show up at your job, what do you expect? Especially when you are contractual, and I sought out some advice, and my advice told me otherwise.
Okay, so this is what's up. I'm trying to give y'all an update real quick. I want y'all to be very clear on what's going on here. So you got the Braxtons. I told y'all when it first came on, they said this little thing across the TV. They said, look, the first few episodes you're going to watch is what we taped just a few weeks ago because we've been trying to tape, but we can't tape because these chicks is tripping. They will not tape together, something going on. Now, you remember the season before last, Tamar didn't want to tape with her mama because her mama had told TMZ that Vince, her husband, was going oops upside their head. So when that started happening, then Tamar didn't want to come around. In fact, you see Tracy come see her on a movie set she was working on, and Tony got mad because Tamar drove right past Tracy and wouldn't even speak to her, didn't want to fool up with her because all the stuff was going on between her and Vince. I do think Tamar is a little sensitive because now she's finally having marriage problems for the first time when all of her sisters have had marriage problems before all of us on this show. So I think that she is sensitive. as it relates to this season's taping, let me update you and tell you what happened. Well, they wanted to negotiate or renegotiate their pay. Now, this is alleged. This is what I heard, and this is also what I've seen on the blogs. This is also what I have gathered from listening and following. You know, guys, to do this, it takes a lot of preparation, and I've done the homework, and that's what it's coming from. I'm saying alleged, and some other stuff I'm going to be saying tonight about Tasha Page Lockhart and this lady Paula Brown story, too. I'm going to be saying alleged, but understand that I have asked and talked. Now, 9 times out of 10, the information come to me. But then there's sometimes when I do the updates, whenever I do the updates on public stories, I always have to dig in. And I'm going to give you the dug in information in just a little piece. But anyway, so I had to, since I already talked about the Braxtons, this time I had to do some digging. And so I had to watch some stories, some Insta stories, some Snapchats, you know, and find out what was going on. So this is what I discovered. So what is happening is that the sisters want to get paid more money. They want to get more money. Now, in order to get more money when you do a reality show, what you have to do is sort of, actually the person that representing you should actually negotiate your pay per episode in the way that you want to get it. But what happens sometimes is this, that as the ratings go up and you see that people are tuning in and the ratings are better, they say, well, I negotiated too low in what I said, you know, I want to get per episode, but the ratings are through the roof. We have put ourselves out there, so give us a little bit more money. And so they're like, we ain't about to give y'all no more money. No, this is what we already, ain't no negotiations no more. Y'all gonna come on and do this thing right through here. And so they pulled a fast one and said, we ain't gonna show up. Well, Tracy, as we all know, and this is no dig, that Tracy has not had the level of success in business and career that the rest of the sisters have had. And because she has not had that, then that means she depends more on the relationship she has with WeTV, because that's who bought this show and broadcast this show. And she also, it's important for her to keep that check. And also the exposure of the show. And she just released a CD called On Earth or In Earth or something with Earth. The CD cover is really nice. She's slinging on Earth. She's slinging her hair. You like some dust or some flower or something. I think is really nice. And it appears as though if everything goes well, we'll be able to talk to her on this show and get her viewpoint on some things as far as calling in. I did hear from her management, but I don't have it confirmed. And you've heard me say several times, somebody say they want to be on the show and then it don't come through. That's because it's just the way that the entertainment business is. There's some lying niggas that just lie. The gospel folk, the preachers, the R&B folk, they all lie. The politicians, every last, ain't nobody worried about their integrity. It's about the dollar and power and opportunity, and they tell lies. But her management reached out to me. I didn't reach out to them. And sending me her EPK in order for her to come here and do an interview. If it don't happen, it's not because of my integrity or whatever. It's because of something on them, because I didn't ask them. And I'm not about to pay you come do an interview with me, Tracy Braxton. I'm not going to do that. And you ask me. And I'm not going to be doing that. That's not how that can work. Now, if you want to come and you want to talk to the audience, you come talk to the audience. And you should, because you need every unit sale possible. Trust me, I see the charts. You need every unit sale possible. I don't care if you come on the show and don't get but 100 folk to string and 50 to download. You need it. So anyway, this is the reason why she's like, I'm not about to mess up. You saw what she said. I'm not about to mess up the relationship, and they ain't trying to mess up my contract. They ain't trying to get some down. No. So Tamar is upset because Phaedra from Real Housewives of Atlanta is on the press junket to promote the Braxtons. Now, how silly is that? I would have to agree with Phaedra, especially when you have not talked to us. I would have to agree with Tamar, because especially if you haven't talked to us and let us know what's going on, is that the rest of y'all don't want to tape. So now WeTV got to pull all these rabbits up out of the hat, reality stars, to keep the ratings up. So you got Phaedra. You got Natalie Nunn. You got Lunel. You remember the woman with that's a comic, sort of big face. She blonde hair, short. Yeah, she's the older woman. She's really funny. And you also got Tiffany Pollard from New York, and Flavor Flav, and Kim Whitley, who's all coming in. They probably just throw them about $10,000 a piece or something like that, because they like what, B-list or C-list right now. They were A-list when the shows were hot, but now they're like B or C, maybe D-list in reality show. So they just throw them all a piece of money for less than what they can get Tony, Tawana, and Tamar and Trina, and they throwing them some cash, and they're gonna put them on the show to keep them ratings, and basically saying, look, Braxton family, y'all not running us. We're gonna keep this show going whether y'all up there or not. And also, these same group of people are actually gonna end up having their own talk show. So when Tamar was mentioning it being funny, she was talking about them being on the show and their show. When she said it's gonna be funny, well, not really. She was shading the whole thing. Now, she went on later on her Insta story and said that she wasn't trying to be shaded towards Phaedra and all of that, but you was. And I told y'all when I first mentioned this about the Braxtons, if you want to know what's going on in that family, follow Tamar, follow her story, and follow her post, because she gonna put it up and then she gonna delete it. That's what she gonna do. And you'll know everything that's going on. And that's what I be doing. So I say I'm gonna tune into the Braxtons and let y'all know if it's something come up. And if something that you need to go see, I'm gonna tell you to go watch it. But you go do what you want to do. You probably got a whole lot of TV to watch, and Braxton's is not at the top of my list of shows to watch. But because they got this little mess going on, I have been recording it and going back and look to see what happened. All right, I seen this on my timeline that really worried my nerves. And let me tell you why it worried my nerves. This man right here, his name is Andrew. Hold on for a minute. Andrew Stoffelen. How you spell it? S-T-O-E. S-T-T? S-T-T? Stoffelen. Okay, let's say Pastor Andrew. This is the pastor. It's a man of God. It's a man of God. I look across my timeline. I seen everybody and their mom and daddy posting, talking about condolences to the family. Let me tell you what happened. Let me say this first. Probably about 3, 4, 5, I don't know how many years ago, I done this WordPress blog. I think it's wordpress.com/I am Larry D. Reid. I don't know, but you can type it in. And I done 6 reasons that pastors struggle with depression. And then at the bottom of it, I list all these pastors who have committed suicide. Sad to say that I have to update it with this pastor because he has committed suicide. Well, let me explain. Friday, he tried to kill himself, and it didn't go all the way through. Now this is the thing. That's one of the reasons why I would never kill myself. Although I did contemplate it because I went through depression. It was after my divorce. My kids moved with their mom, and at the same time, it was a loss of my job for 20 years. I went through a serious depression and suicidal thoughts. So I do get it, and I do understand it, and I am compassionate towards it. But one of the reasons why I didn't go through with that thing is because I was worried, like if I jump off this, and let's suppose for some strange reason I bounce. So then here I am now, no fingers, no toes, my knees gone. My ankles just gone. I'm just laying there. I'm just crushed everything. And then I'm alive. That's one reason why I ain't never killed myself. Another reason why, if I take this gun and I put it up against my head, what if it just guide itself through, come out the other end, and now my face disfigured on this side, and I got to live ugly on top of everything I was dealing with for the rest of my life. So my analytical thinking has kept me alive. Glory be to God now. So, but that's not how his story ended. He tried to kill himself on Friday, and it ain't go through. It didn't go all the way through. So it won't till yesterday. He died because of as a result of however he tried to kill himself. And I just want to say this to those of you that struggle with depression, because it is a struggle. And those of you that struggle with suicidal thoughts, think about who you're leaving behind. Look at this beautiful family. His wife, fine. Well, she's nicely shaped. And the cute little children, 3 boys. And now they are without their daddy. And you know what? And of course, I know people have to take responsibility for what they do. But I also think whenever somebody commits suicide like this, their support system has failed them. So, this is horrendous. Now, I know all of the triggers. Let me tell you something. A lot of people judge pastors. I pastored for 20 years. And let me tell you this. I can't remember being depressed while I was pastoring, but after it was all over, and I remember sometimes feeling sad. I do remember feeling sad. I do remember not being happy as a result of the job. But the way that I was wired, it just didn't take me to depression. But 9 times out of 10, pastors, I say they're more prone to, and even counselors and therapists are more prone to be depressed or triggered to sadness or depression than someone who isn't in that profession, that people profession. And this man here, was struggling. Look at this video. I want you, just so you can connect with who he was as a pastor. Look at this video. This is him talking.
I'm launching a new series called Hot Mess. And we're going to be talking about all the different messes that we create in life, or maybe we inherit in life. Financial messes, relational messes, you name it, we're going to talk about it. And what's unique about this coming Sunday is that my wife's going to be joining me on stage, and we're going to be sharing about some of the stuff that we've been journeying through the last several months. We're going to be talking about depression, anxiety, mental illness. And so if that resonates with you, or maybe a friend or a family member, would you just do me a favor? Would you share this video with them? Would you invite them to Inland Hills, because it's a safe place, and we're going to talk about some stuff that doesn't get talked about a lot in church, and it is going to be a fantastic Sunday. So I hope to see you there.
Who are you talking about? Quit, you interrupted my thing. This is so sad. When I seen the video, I said, but you can look in this video and say, I'm gonna tell you, I don't know what these people doing. This go back to Jay-Z and Beyonce, their prayer life. Anybody with 2 eyes can see that this man was struggling already. And a lot of times what preachers do and pastors do, and I have done it, is we preach and teach ourselves through our processes, and it helps a whole lot of people. But anybody know, like I know, if you are the dispenser, that means you picking up whatever it is that you need, that needs to be dispensed, and you pouring it out, and you yourself ain't got nothing in you. I remember Bishop Bernard Bragg many years ago told me this when I was real young. I think they were trying to get me in that fellowship for what's the name died, the main bishop died, but that ain't work. So we were just friends. I was listening to what he said, and he told me, he said, what's in the cup is for you, and what flows out off of the top of that cup is for everybody else. And that thing saved me, because what's in the cup is for Larry D. Reid, and what I'm gonna be out there standing up preaching and doing, that's gonna be the overflow. I'm not gonna be doing this, sitting in this chair, entertaining you and updating, educating, and informing you, and be empty. That's not gonna happen. I done that when I was little tiny boy. I got a whole lot of sense now. Me not do it. And I would never do that now, because it is suicide before you actually kill yourself and take your life. So this man was already walking dead, and it's very sad. It's very sad, because when you're dealing with depression, and I can remember, and I used to say this all the time, and it still holds true. Before I dealt with what I dealt with in 2017 depression, I say depressed people are some of the most selfish people in the world, and we are. When I was depressed, it was all about me, what I'm feeling, what I was dealing with. And I know this is a little hard talk, and some of you are going to hate me me saying this, but I can say it because I dealt with suicide and depression. The only difference between me and him is my support group and maybe some of the methodology. You know, that's the only difference between me and him. So I can say this. And when I was selfish, it's selfishness, because depression, you get so caught up in your own feelings and how you feel to where everything that happens around you, what somebody does, what somebody says, what somebody does not do. I mean, everything is, you know, oh, me, what they're doing to me and how I feel. And everybody got to start, you know, succumbing to how you feel and what you're thinking and worried about you and worried about you. And there's a payoff for that. You know, so sometimes a support group, a lot of times is burnt out because they've been trying to help you and taking the blame for everything you projected on them that you don't want to sit in your darn self, you know, because it makes you feel even more depression. You really get into self-loathing and really want to take your life then, you know, so they're not going to let you do that at that stage. So they take it on and they take it on. Then after so much taking it on, then they want to kill themselves, they darn self, you know, so the support group is great, but also the person needs therapy and needs help and need medication, you know, to get out of themselves, because depression is like a over intoxication with your feelings. And I know that sounds really rough and bad, but just let me say that and balance that with the other stuff everybody always says. Oh, if you're hurting, call the hotline. Oh, if you're going through. I've done a whole show like that with Anthony and Bourdain, and what's the other woman that killed herself? They got the pocketbooks. Kate Spade. Yeah, I mean, we approached that show like this. And I think at this moment we need to hear this, especially with suicide continuing to increase and some of these kids saying it as a way out. No, in many ways, it is a cop-out. Stand, sit, and fight. And humble yourself, come out of your pride and talk to the people around you. Tell them, I am hurting. I am the pastor, but I've been telling y'all to pray. It worked for y'all, but right now it don't work for me. My brain is attacking itself and my chemicals is off. Y'all got to get somebody up in here. I just can't. And a lot of times I think the reason why these pastors kill themselves, I know the job is hard, but it's pride. And you have to humble yourself and say, I'm the pastor, but I am not okay. And y'all ought not help the pastor's faith. Let the pastors be a darn human. They're human first. I ain't even gonna look at them comments, because I know y'all saying stuff. I don't even care. And I have a degree in counseling, and I'm saying that. You watch the other show with Kate Spade and Anthony Bourdain and balance it with what I'm saying. But at this moment and at this point, I feel like I need to tell y'all this. Take your hips over there to the therapications and you get a blue pill, purple pill, red pill, whatever color pill you need to help your whole head. And then you tell everybody around you, look, I am not feeling good. For you mess around and leave 3 boys and a wife. That puts a spot in their soul and a whole congregation that has that traumatic experience now that the pastor they love is dead. And it's so sad. God knows it is so sad. I wish I could have known him and just said 1 or 2 things, something to help. It's really, really, really sad. But it ain't got to be. It ain't got to be. We need to make stuff in the church to where folk can tell their truth. Oh, I done said something. That's leading me to the next segment. Woo, thank you, Jesus. Ooh, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. It is a good segue into the next topic. The next topic that is coming up is concerning Tasha Page Lockhart. I'm going to have to catch you up and I'm going to have to say some things. So right after this, and I want y'all to stream. If you got Spotify, I want you to type in I feature. And I want you to stream this tonight, all night. Just turn the volume down, stream it all night on Spotify. And I come back, I'm going to be talking to you about Tasha Page Lockhart. And after that segment, we're going to end it with Lady Paula Brown. You don't want to miss it.
They hating, speculating about that paper. I feature. Burn them eyes, make that fire move on higher. I feature. Bring fame to the name, make them change it. I feature. While they hating, speculate, anticipating. I feature. While they hating, speculating about that paper. I feature. Burn them eyes, make that fire move on higher. I feature. Bring fame to the name, make them change it. I feature. While they hating, speculate, anticipating. Everybody dance around loud as you can't stop hard, put your feet on the floor. Ain't nobody fly like you, lift it up, turn around.
Yeah, I was looking in the comments and somebody said, Oh yeah, make sure you stream our feature. Type in our feature on Spotify because there's some other artists or writer named Reid too. I'm like, how in the whole hell and the heaven did that happen? So just type in the title of my song. You ever see my songs? Type in the title of my song on Spotify to find the song. All right. So somebody said sometimes medication is wrong, and I've had the privilege, and I count the privilege and the honor to walk through a whole lot of different people with their depression and bouts with medication. That is very, very true. Most times, in almost every situation I know, the doctors always get either the type of medication wrong, or they either get the level, the amount, the milligram amount of medication wrong. And by way of my gifting that I have, when I counsel these people, I was able to know what to tell them, or if it was wrong, or to split the pill in half. And every time it got better. And so the doctors, see, if you're dealing with a doctor that ain't got no God connection, the only thing he got is science. But God is omniscient. That means all shient means science. He's all science and got science in his hands. You know? So if you ain't got that, you just left to the doctor and whatever he's saying. You need to get hold of God and see what in the world is going on, or somebody that got that kind of gift, the connection that can help guide that thing. Yes, so that's true. I saw Stacia Hill say that. All right, so let's get to the next topic. For those of you that do not know, let me say this one more again. On tonight, hello Tasha, how you doing? I love your singing, but I'm starting not to like you. I'm gonna tell you something. A long time ago that I realized something. When it came to these preachers, these gospel singers, and just church people, a lot of times it's best not to even know who they really are. Just look at them on stage by their music and don't even find out who they is. Don't even find out. But by the way that she been dealing right through here with me, I know who you are. And so I'm going to talk about you. Let me tell you what happened. A long time ago, she put, not that. A long time ago, I ain't got it in there. Just let pitch stay there. Stay still. Stay still. Breathe. All right. So I've seen, well, y'all the ones that sent me a whole lot of clipations, probably 2 weeks ago. It was like 2.5, maybe 3 weeks ago, about her posting about her divorce. Now, nobody knew publicly that she was, how am I gonna say this now? Nobody knew that she went with her ex-husband, Cliff. I'll put it like that. And all of what I'm saying, I'm going to say you can find online except for a little piece of it. I had to do some digging. So she started posting that, but I'm gonna move on with my life, and I'm no longer upset with the past. I thought I tried and it's over, and now my life, it's so much better. I've never done this for myself. And so I saw about 159 different posts concerning this divorce. Now we all know who Cliff is by Periscope, because the reason why that I really started liking Tasha, not just because she's singing, because she's the daughter of Lisa Page, and what's her dad name? Is it Michael? I can't think of what the man can write. Michael Brooks, yeah. Okay, so not just because of that and her winning Sunday best, but it really because she is hilarious. Her son CJ especially are very funny, and she always been showing that. So that's when I really got into them back then. Actually, it was my ex-wife that was into her, and then she shared it with me. So when she started posting about this divorce, I'm like, now hold on for a whole minute. Why she keep making these statements that seem like that the divorce or her marriage was so bad? And I used her story to teach a lesson. That's what I did. And I told all you women, I told her first, but I told all you women, I said the same thing to James Fortune a couple of weeks prior to that. Because he went on and on about his new wife, and went on and on to this new wife just know how to love me, and because of her love for me all my life, and everybody's interviewing with, I think it was Willie Moore, I heard interviewing them about the new wife, or was it Crystal? It's Crystal from Willie Moore show, the interview. I'm like, why y'all letting this man sit here and talk about this new woman in such a way to where it seemed like that Cheryl Fortune, who is also in the gospel music industry, who you're going to have to interview for her next single if it get up the chart, why y'all making it seem like that this woman, it just is the best thing to ever happen, and it cast the inner light to where like Cheryl didn't do something right. That's the reason why he knocked upside the head. And Tasha comes along and do the exact same thing. And so I cried loud and spared not. Sitting up here on Larry Live, I said, you need to stop it. I said, you're still going through your divorce. You're going through changes. You are emotional. God has not called you to help all women going through divorce, because that was in some of her head. You just need to sit somewhere and get to the quiet. Get to the quiet. I said quiet. Get to the quiet. Find your way to the quiet and stop and quit posting about your during divorce. But when I said that, it was like, I don't know. A post showed up talking about Larry Live is sowing discord in the body of Christ and da-da-da-da-da. It was the dumbest post that I think I had seen all 2018, but that's what she posted. Because the only thing I did was talk about what you made public. Now, mind you, I already knew that you were not with your husband, Cliff, and that you were with this other pastor. I had already known that. Because, see, I got eyes everywhere. This in the industry. I got eyes everywhere. I already know where y'all been at. You have been synced, hugged up, kissing and snuggling and stuff like that. Even before you even finished doing your last CD. I know about all that. Phone call after phone call, then phone call into me said she in here snuggled up with some bishop or some pastor and Cliff at the house. Now, I had already known that, but I didn't put that into the story. I just stayed with the story. And so when she posted that about my brand, and y'all know that ain't what I do. Those of you that watch me and follow me know I'm not into making public people's private. But if they private get public, I'm going to talk about it public. I knew that sitting in this chair and some other stuff. And I did not share it. She went on there and casted my name in a certain light. And you had these gospel artists, James Fortune, Crystal Rucker, and then two gospel radio people, Cheryl Jackson from Radio 1 and Sherry Mackey, I think it is, from iHeartRadio, who co-signed in a way that was negative towards me, misrepresenting my brand, my heart, and my motivations before thousands of people. So then I had to do another show on her to clear myself. But even in that show, I still held some stuff together. But tonight, I'm not. I'm going to share some stuff. So, and I'm doing that because, let me tell you why. Because I keep hearing that my name is still in your mouth. And I need for you to keep my name out your mouth in a negative sense, because I was trying to help your hips. Lisa and your daddy should have told you to stay off the internet. What they should have done. I know you're grown and they can't make you not do nothing, but somebody should have told you quit posting. Because it ain't all our business that you going through a fake divorce. And yes, I said fake because you ain't divorced. Let's put it like that. It was okay. Everybody knew. She is not divorced. And when I seen this flyer here, her and Coco, Coco, you know, I remember Coco from SWV. Talking about life after. Life after what? What? You talking about, I know you ain't talking about life after divorce. Because you ain't divorced. And I don't know what Coco doing SWV. Coco, we love you in SWV. Disconnect your brand from this. Because now we looking at you side eyes because you ain't divorced neither. You just announced in Essence on essence.com, you can go Google and see it, that you and your husband is going through a divorce. That was just in February. Most divorces, most states take 12 months. So you still going through your divorce. You don't need to be trying to help nobody going through your divorce. Take it for somebody who just got divorced. Ain't been divorced but a year and some change. When you going through that, I'm a man and I was emotional. So you don't need to be taking it. Women and other gospel women. I saw Letice Crawford saying something about doing something with what. Letice, you know I like you. Y'all better not hop on this. Let Tasha be until she heal and stop this posting. Won't you post about what God doing in your life for something positive? But just quit posting about divorce and casting Cliff in a negative light. Or you doing it for attention? Did you make a post about me for attention? Because if you had watched, you would have seen that the only thing I did was say that I didn't agree with you posting and making your business public. and the way you were casting Cliff. So did you make that post to try to make people be on your side when I won't even doing it but talking about what you had already made public? What's really up? I don't think she will. I really think Tasha's having a breakdown, and now she done engrafted, what's that man named T. Veron, this bishop man, who allegedly is not divorced. If he is divorced, post on social media that you're divorced. But allegedly you're not divorced neither, and that you left your wife for Tasha and left her there with 4 kids. That's alleged. In my digations, that's what I found out. And from what I understand, the reason why, Tasha, you not divorced is because you won't do right with the mediation and give your real pay, because you got to pay child support, because ain't now one of your children going to be with you, they're going to be with Cliff. So how come you don't stop being, first of all, quit telling your business, because when you tell your business, stuff like this happen. Folks get to digging and asking questions. Number 1, quit telling your business. Number 2, quit telling your business in a way to create a narrative, because that's what you and I saw on this page, talking about in control of your narrative, in control of your lie. That's what it is. That's what it is. Somebody, I'm taking control of my narrative. No, you telling a lie. Now look, she posts, I done that show 1 week about divorce. Then the next week, it wasn't in a 4-7 days, she posts this. I said, now wait a minute. What is this girl trying to make me do a show on her? What? Here she is, hugged up, kissed in the ear, which I don't understand, but folk do all kind of different stuff. I said, now why in the world? It ain't, she just told the whole world that I'm going to try to read it. Let me see if I can read it. I got it on my thing. Leave it up there. Let me see if I can find it on the thing. If I got it up here, because I can't see up there, y'all can read it good. So what? I don't care. You think I care? Hold on for let me. She done this. She shouldn't have picked no fight with me. I ain't do nothing to her. I was just saying with my opinion. I think she need to quit talking about her darn divorce online. Her fake divorce, because she ain't had no divorce. She's still married. It says 2018 has been so good to me. Grab your popcorn, because it's going to be a good one. I never knew what it felt like to be swept off my feet until now. That's that same mess I told her quit doing. I've shown you all my flaws and you still want me. The man of my dreams is no longer a figment of my imagination, but I've been blessed to actually have you in my life. What's understood doesn't have to be explained when you're grown for real. Shut up. Just shut up. Don't post nothing else until you can decide. First of all, don't even tell us nothing. We don't even want to know. We don't even want to know. We don't even want to know. We don't want to know. We want to see you do your Lisa Page runs. That's what we want to see you do. Put that up there. Put up there something beautiful when you visit your children. When you have your weekends, because the children are with Cliff. When you have your weekends, and look, the worst thing y'all want me to do, I am a smart man with many degrees. Many degrees. I am smart with years of experience. I just talk about what y'all make public. The last thing you want to do is have a fight with me and cast me in a negative light. What you did was wrong, and you should apologize to me for it. Because only thing I'm not apologizing for my opinion about what you made public. My opinion is you should never made no post about divorce and the way to make Cliff look bad. Me and Cliff ain't friends. I don't know his family members. I don't know any of them people. But the mess that have went down, like all of our life. If all of our lives become public, that's a whole lot of mess. And because you put the whole thing about divorce out there, you made your whole life public to where everybody in Detroit and Atlanta, everything you did is strolled around and everybody talking about it. Some folk got evidence that they have sent to Larry Reid Live, but I'm not going to put that out there like that. Some people want me to go up there in Detroit. What's the name of that county? Wayne County, I think it is, where you filed for the divorce. Go get the paperwork where he answered back to the divorce, because all them proceedings, and I don't want to do that, because first of all, I don't think that the story is that interesting until you brought me in it and then posted Larry Reid Live. Then it got really interesting. I was just going to use your dumbness of putting your divorce out there I was gonna use it. And I'm be careful of what I say because you're a mama and you somebody's daughter, so I'm be careful, but I'm gonna tell you the truth. I just use that to tell all the rest of the women out there that don't be posting and doing all that stuff during your divorce because you sensitive and you're going through. You made a mistake. You should come back and apologize. You know what? I should not put y'all in and I should not have done this. I should not. Because all that's louder than your brand now. Your new love life, your divorce is louder than I'm different than the nothing. That single she had. I can't even listen to it the same way. I'm like, Lord, that's divorced Tasha that went on their own page and told all her business. That was crazy and talked about me. Shut up. Shut up. Don't say nothing else. And let me tell you how you know when you got kind of crazy going on. When you got somebody like James Fortune, who I had just corrected about what he was doing, come up there and comment up under there. You ought to know right then. Now, hold up. I'm seeing all these artists saying, be encouraged. And everybody saying, be encouraged. But ain't nobody speaking to. I saw Sean Bigby say, it's a shame that you have to go through this out in the public. That was a Reid. Because the reason why everybody knows about it is because you made it public. And you looking foolish. Stop. Don't say nothing else about your divorce. I better not see nothing else about your divorce unless you get them there to apologize to all of Christendom for dragging us in your business. We don't want to know. Now, it looked like to me Cliff a man of God because he ain't saying nothing. Let me tell you something. This is something I realized. When stuff become public, some stuff you'd be quiet on, but it's very few stuff because you put fire in, especially if it's coming like from the turtles and you a giraffe. Because some stuff is just low and it won't become nothing until you say something from the level you want. But when stuff become public, like you made your divorce public, now all of what I'm saying, you got to say something. And is what I'm saying a lie? Are you really divorced? Tell us. Now I already know the answer. I had somebody to go check, to go down there to the courthouse and see that it says pending. It's not finalized. So quit all that life after divorce stuff because no, you ain't divorced. And allegedly over all of this allegedly. Just saying that for law purposes, but we know better. That's a mess. And the church need to quit their line. Church and church people, quit your line. Keep your business private so you ain't got the lie. But when it becomes public, don't you start no line. You controlling your narrative to lie. You a liar. Now fix it and get it back right. That's what I say. And then that's why I'm talking about Lady Brown and Pilgrim. And let me say this about that. Yeah, let me say this about that. Because why is it Pilgrim Baptist Church? You see that on the paper. That ain't the name of that church. So you mean to tell me y'all ain't got y'all paperwork together? Your paperwork, you got one name on the church and one name on... What in the world going on with that? And I want to understand, since our show, I went there and I looked at that GoFundMe thing that's in euros. So if y'all want to go over there and get $20, you might need to double it so it come up as something over there because our dollar ain't worth 2 cents right now. Who has given her some money? Has anybody helped? And from what my sources say, that the church, when they took her Mercedes, hold on, let me just catch y'all up. Put all three faces up there because somebody may be watching don't even know what I'm talking about. Okay, the other week I done a story about this lady. Well, let's go to a break. Let me catch my breath. We're gonna go to a break. I'm gonna play you a song that Tasha, you need to stream. It's called "Gotta Say Goodbye to My Good Love." Okay, clear that over there. Okay, what did you hit?
Set up for the commercial.
Okay. So this next song, I'm gonna go to a break, and this song is called "Gotta Say Goodbye to My Good Love." So make sure, Tasha, you stream that because Cliff is a good love, and Cliff, do not go back. Don't go back because she got some other stuff she got to work out. So just stream this song. Let me catch my breath, and then I'm gonna talk about Lady Brown. All right, y'all ready for that update? Let's go.
And hurt me, it never ends. Gotta say goodbye to my good love. You made me cry, cry too much. Gotta say goodbye to my good love. You made me cry, cry too much.
All right. What you laughing at? My mouth dry because of all that talking. Where's it at? Oh, oh, thank you, Jesus. Oh, glory. Okay, I'm done with Tasha now. I'm about to go and talk about this Pilgrim Church and this Deborah Crow. Lord have mercy, Jesus. Huh? Yeah, put all three pictures up there. Let's talk. Now, first of all, why Shamako is texting me over and over and over, upset about what I said. Shamaka, let me explain something to you. Put Larry live with them and say this now. I am one of the nicest people in the world, but you don't come for my brand. Tasha Page Lockhart came for my brand. And she has not issued an apology. She has not deleted her post. And she needs to because she lied. And she painted me in a way that I should not be painted. I do not sow discord amongst the body of Christ, whatever the whole heaven and the hell that mean. But that ain't what I done. I just talked about having an opinion. Just say you mad because I had an opinion about your divorce when everybody else up under your thing praising you. I'm not doing that. Do y'all not know the mass consciousness is never the true consciousness? The masses is always wrong. So if you posting something, you got all of them likes and follows on that something concerning something of that nature, and what you can't be moved by that. Yes, I want lots of views and lots of subscribers. In fact, go subscribe right now. But I won't ever look at those subscribers and those views and make it mean any validation on anything that I'm saying or doing. I'm not going to do that. That's what y'all do. I preached for 20 years in the church. There won't no more than a couple of hundred people. So you know I'm not moved by no crowd. I'm doing this out of a purpose. And my purpose is to talk about what's already been talked about and to make money off of it. Praise God. And influence how y'all think and how y'all behave, which should be for the better. So don't no more. It ain't nobody Shamako Bryant that's texting me to my, oh my God, I'm so, oh, you making me squirm. I hate that you saying that. But I ain't lying. What you talking about? I ain't lying. But it's okay for her to go and cast my name in a negative light. That's not happening. I was nice to her because she's a female, number one. So I'm not gonna, and she's a mom. And I don't hate her, but she should never bother me. She let me be. Just take you in the spotlight, you're gonna be talked about. All right, let me get back to Paula now. Now, when I think about this whole Paula thing, I don't know. Where was Bishop Will? You know, Bishop, you and Aretha Franklin pulled that same junk. And this is the reason why I said what I said, that the people, all these bishops around this situation, all of them, if you're a bishop or a member or pastor of this organization that he had, Pilgrim Assembly is what it's called, and you go to Deborah Crow Church, or you a pastor, you a first lady, I hope y'all are having the conversation about a darn will. Aretha ain't have now. Clearly Brown didn't have now. What in the world is going on? Suze Orman, type in S-U-Z-E Orman. If you ain't got a will, a living revocable trust, go to her website and buy that package for $199 that can be legally drawn up and get your business fixed, so we don't have a Lady Paula Scarlett Brown situation no darn more. Cause this woman, she broke. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, what investment you know that you make for 23 years and you come out with about 100,000 K? You broke, and it was a dumb investment. Now, I know she loved the man. I believe that she served Bishop Roy Brown because she was serving a divine assignment and the purpose of God. I also feel like that there's also some religious church manipulation in there to get this woman to marry a man who was 20 plus years her senior. And when I say that, I'm not saying that she's not smart, but I'm telling you what I think. There ain't no way in the world I'm going to marry. First of all, I got to be attracted. I do like older women. In fact, there was a woman that I was going to get with that's about, I'm 40. So she almost 20 years my senior, but she fine. So I ain't got no problem with that, but I'm looking at Bishop, and unless she got a different kind of taste than men, that shouldn't have been done. I don't know. I just wouldn't have done that. But that's what I think as relates to that. And now here she is. And people, I looked up under the video, 20-something thousand on YouTube, 20-something thousand on Facebook. And these people have lots of questions. I found out, remember she told us that she got $800 for a allowance. But you remember the church took her Mercedes and gave her back her Honda. And she had to start making her Honda payments out of the $800. So all of the allowance money that she got, part of that went to her own car payment. Are y'all listening to this madness and this craziness? $800 a week. And then church was saying they were paying $1,700 a week for Bishop's sickness. But this is not something they did all those years. That's something like they did for the last 3 years. Prior to that, all of it was on her. Remember when she described having to pick her up, prop him with his knee, and putting him in this and putting him in that and putting him in that? Then my sources tell me, remember when she said that Deborah Colgate gave her some money? Well, from what my sources say, the money that she gave her was not money from Deborah Crow. It was money from Pilgrim, and it can't even be compared to the $100,000. It was little nothing. Are y'all listening to me? Thanks be to God because of our show that a New York senator saw the show and wanted her resume to see if he can't help find her a job. But I'm going to say this, and that's great. Praise God. Thank you, Jesus, for Larry Reid Live platform, going all the way to the senator, and the senator doing something about it. I ain't going to call his name. But Tom, because that office contacted me, and I put them in contact. But let me say this. Why this woman working? If she would have been retired now, if Bishop hadn't made her come off her job. And she was working on the board of education? Kendall, do you think that this woman should be working? No. Pilgrim should retire her. Sell the house that she was in and give her the money, period. You got $50 million worth of property. Putting the faces up there. You got $50 million worth of property, allegedly, from what I was told. Sell. Hell. Sell. You didn't sell. And give her all of it. If y'all need the money, sell something else. Because Pastor Deborah Crow, she's in the house on, let's start with an S, Schaefer. She got a house on Schaefer. So sell hers and let her live in one of the houses that she just had built. Now I checked my sources because I said she had a Bentley, a Range Rover, and a Mercedes. But somebody said that source said, two of the sources said they ain't seen the Bentley. So maybe she ain't got one. One said, yes, she do. She just keep it hidden, don't drive it much. But clearly she ain't hurting. I was saying for Bishop Jordan to sell his stuff, but he done gone. He done left the whole fellowship. What should be assigned to us that something ain't right. And Will Hudson, who was over the thing, he don't have any power over anything Pilgrim. Deborah got all the power. When Bishop died, she rose in 3 days with all power in her hand. And I'm wondering, because we were going to have her on the show, because she said, okay, I will do a follow-up interview, let people know what's going on. But then all of a sudden she changed her mind. Is someone harassing her? Is someone ill-advising her? Let me tell you guys something in 2018. The courts and the lawyers are not for you. If you got a platform like mine or the news, go to there for your story to be heard or to talk about your story. First of all, go to the person first. Try to handle it. Confront the darn situation. Quit all this praying and God gonna handle it and silent stuff. That's a lot of religious stuff that people put in place to keep you from having a conversation. That's number darn one. So you go to the person, you talk to them, however, if you got to have counsel, they're great, fine, confront. The second thing you do when you can't get folk to do you right, then you may have to go public with it. Because and I hate for you to have to go public with it. Now, of course, from a marketing standpoint, I love for you to go public with it, because then it give me content from the show. When ain't nobody doing nothing in publications, they ain't got nothing to talk about. I have to come up and talk about something else. You know, I mean, but you're gonna have to fight fire with fire. This lady has been done dog dirty wrong in the name of the Lord in the house of God, and now she got to get out the house. Now her 10 days up, so she's still there clearly. Ain't nobody told me that she done moved, but she's still there, as far as I know. But she needs to be retired. Retire her. So we got to deal with millions. Something she can put somewhere and live off the interest. So you need to give her millions. Sell the property. Give her the worth of the house. Can we say that? Somebody need to write Pilgrim. Now, there's some other things that I have found out. And this is a legend. It was said unto me that the interview that she did with us is making such a ruckus in New York and building another ruckus in the UK. And I'm glad about it. If she hadn't trusted me and talked to me, we would not have known the truth. And that daughter of his, put the number up, I'm letting the folk call in. And that daughter of his, I don't know if y'all saw the show, God bless her, but y'all don't let her talk no more, because she don't know what to say. Because what she said on the show really brought a question mark over the financial integrity of Pilgrim. That's why I was trying to get her out her emotions and just ask her some straight questions. Then she was like, no, nobody messing my dad. Nobody. No, let's just tell the truth. Your daddy didn't make preparations for his wife, and neither you, because you ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing from the shoot. That's biblications. He's supposed to leave you something if you really his child. I mean, they saying that, some people saying you ain't really the child. Then some folks say he ain't had nothing to do with you because y'all didn't agree, because it was speculations of your sexuality and your fiduciary integrity when it came to money, something about embezzlement from a past job and all this kind of stuff that I'm finding up on the write-ups and in the comments. Let me tell y'all something. You got to go in the comments. Now, if you've been talked about, don't go in the comments because your feelings can get hurt. But if you're a journalist or you got a report like me, you got to go to the comments because you get the other piece of the story that folk know round about the world. This is so sad. It's just horrible. I mean, the church, God knows, I love the church. Where's my book at? I love the church, but the church has got to change. Forwarded by Dr. Mark Shawana. Go pick that up. The church has got to change. We got the pastors killing themselves. We got the gospel artists lying and having a fake divorce. Now we got the first lady that done gave her body, because I'm sure they were having sex, gave her body and her time for 20-something years and ain't got a pot to piss in. That's a crying shame. All in the church now. All right, let's take some of the calls. Let's see what we're going on through here. Okay. Caller in and then 1125. What's your name? Where you calling from? You got 1 minute.
Hello, this is Margaret. I'm calling from Philly again. This is my third time.
Great.
I'm just on a roll. But listen, yo, I'm so irked. All of these stories got me irked from beginning to the end. Tasha, I just can't. I'm done. I don't want to hear anything else she got to say about nothing. She needed to just have a seat. Seriously, it's really embarrassing. All of these stories are embarrassing, including the pastor killing himself. And I just put it on my Facebook. Now we're having a discussion. If you kill yourself, do you go to hell? I'm tired. I'm just confused. What deems you to go to hell? Can you just cheat on your husband and be cool? Can you do people wrong in the church and be cool? And even if you murking yourself, now you done murked yourself and you still making it to heaven. This grace shit. Oh Jesus.
Go ahead. It's all right. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
I don't cuss, but I can't control my callers.
So bad. When do you get to go to hell? When is hell the real deal? Because if we can just do whatever we want, then that's cool. Let me know, because then I'll stop trying to be saved halfway through. Because you see, I just slipped out all the way just now. So
God ain't through with you. It's all right.
And then murk ourselves. When we done, then let me know, because I can just live however and then murk myself when I get depressed enough. Let me know. But I'm done.
I hear you. I hear you talking. Thanks so much for calling in. That's a good question. Okay, caller in and then 6336. What's your name? Where you calling from? You got 1 minute.
Yes, sir. I'll be quick. My name is Bruce. I'm calling from Washington, D.C., and I love your show. I love your show. I love you. I love what you're doing. But what I wanted to say was that whole Lady May or Lady Brown, it just stinks to high heaven. I mean, the church has a responsibility to take care of this lady. And then this whole, I'm not for women preachers. No, don't get me wrong. I have a little problem with that. But this other preacher, you can see the haughtiness in her. She's like, the way that they're doing her, that's the same way they're going to do you. Don't get sick. Don't get sick. Don't get sick. You're going to be out there. But you're actually right. Go to that Susie Orman and do that will. So many of my black friends, and I'm going to say this and I'll be through. I asked my mama one thing. My mother grew up during the Depression. I said, Mama, do you have a will? Because I've done really well in life, or whatever. I'm not asking anything from my mother. She said, yeah, I got a will. That was the only time my mother lied to me. She passed and didn't have a will. And I have nothing. She had some land and a house, and I've had nothing but hell with brothers and sisters,
God, that same thing Aretha Franklin did.
Have
ambition.
A will. It's just so easy. It's cheap. It's not expensive to get a will, and you can even do it the quick way. You can go and you can have it notarized, and then you notarize it in a notebook, put it in the family Bible, and when they thumping through it, going through your things, they'll say, "Oh, this is what Mama wanted done."
Yeah, but with that, it's still up to a judge to honor it, and a lot of times they won't. You have to have a will or a living revocable trust. Thank you so much for calling in. Thank you so much.
Right.
And this is the thing that is killing me with this. We don't have wills. Black folk don't have no will, don't have no living revocable trust, and also no insurance. No darn insurance. Somebody's saying they're talking about we fighting for Lady Paula. I am not for. It's not about who is right for me. It's about what is right. Somebody said this Lady Paula talking about she was going to shoot the daughter. Yeah, because the daughter had gave death threats to her. So, of course, she's going to say, I'm going to shoot. That's why she didn't really want to let her in the house after her father died. And from what I was told, after her father died, she came there to the house versus mourning her father. She was sitting there fussing over Bishop's dead body with his wife. How crazy is that? That'll let you know something wrong. There's something wrong. I don't understand. I think she's a little girl that's still looking for her father's attention and approval. I don't know, because allegedly he didn't approve of her because of her charges that are online with embezzlement, and also because of her sexuality. Now that's what I heard, and that would sound about right, because no holiness preacher ain't studying no lesbian or no homosexual during all. All right, next caller. caller ending in 3039. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hi, my name is Teresa. I'm from Brooklyn,
All right.
and I'm Sister Paula's other niece.
Oh, okay. I talked to you online. Hey, God bless you.
Yes, God bless you. And his daughter had mentioned my name when she had called in about me putting a Facebook post up, and she was correct. What happened was I don't remember saying her name. I might have said his daughter, but I put it up stating that she was cleared of those charges. I've watched my aunt labor and would pay a visit to her house, if not 3 to 4 times a week. I would see this lady sit down, take his medication out, put them in little Ziploc bags, and label them from Sunday through Monday, 7 days a week. Then when he was in and out of the hospital, she would be carrying, I had pictures of the heavy bag that she would carry his records to make sure the doctors knew what happened at the last hospital. I've sat in that house and watched her go through black and white notebooks, putting down every day what that man ate, when he had a bowel movement. So nobody can't tell me she did not care for this man. They were being just evil. She has done nothing to none of them for the way that they're treating her right now. And the daughter, they can't debate me on what I've seen with my own eyes.
Right.
And the daughter had sat in that house with me and talked about how she didn't agree and didn't like how Pastor Deborah used to treat her father. Then she want to turn around and go on their bandwagon. Don't play yourself.
Oh Jesus! They must be giving her some money, because I have heard that they are not above
She probably
offering.
thought she was, but now she not talking to them supposedly.
Oh,
So
okay.
they probably didn't work her way. But you sat here with me. You was in the house. So if you so-called thought your father was being killed and your father was being poisoned and all of that, you wasn't saying that when you were sitting in the house with me. Her family was upset about how they were treating her. Like, come on. I've seen nobody does this care. That care is hard. I've seen my watch. I had to go over there at times to help my aunt lift the bishop up out of the bed. He's heavy with no legs. That's dead weight.
Yeah.
And for y'all to be coming and attacking and be disrespectful, I've seen them come into the house at times and don't even speak. So this is nothing that nobody got to tell me. I've seen this with my eyes. I've watched how they work. I've watched how they behave. And they barely came over in the last couple of years at the house anyway.
I have a question.
So much have much to say. And then the bishop's daughter, another bishop's daughter, a part of Pilgrim, and the one, Mr. Power, want to be threatening and putting funny posts about boxes. Those are the people that y'all have in the church running in the bag wagon. You thought that was funny?
I saw that. Somebody put boxes up telling Lady Brown to get her boxes prepared.
That's the one that did his little video post of talking about, oh, he was the driver. You barely was the driver. You barely was around.
Question. While Paula was taking care of Bishop, you're the daughter. You say your name Teresa, right?
I'm the niece, yeah.
Okay. Now, and then the other niece that called in the show before I interviewed Paula, why did y'all let her be a maid and a slave?
Well, for us, it wasn't about, like she said, it wasn't about being a maid or a slave. That's what she felt was her godly duty. Now, I'm her niece, and I'm going to respect her because she's grown and that's her husband.
Right.
You know, it might not have been me. I don't think it could have been me, because that was a lot of care. That was a lot of love. Whatever she felt, she did her godly duties, and I always would tell her, Auntie, you're going to be blessed, because I couldn't do it. And then to be treated by the same people that you thought were for you, to be now turning around and acting against you. Like, what did you do to them? If you met her, anybody that came into the house, she always would find food. If she didn't have something there that you wanted to eat, she would order it. She would go out and get it.
Yeah.
She always had words of wisdom if anybody needed advice. So for y'all to treat her like that, it's wrong.
Okay, let me say this as well. In one of the comments I read, it said that she was, I think her daughter alluded to this, that she was holding the money and taking the money from the bishop. Can you verify this for me? Because this is what I also heard. I heard that she took the people will give Bishop money, and she would have to take the money from Bishop to keep him from putting it back into the church so that he would be able to use the money what people gave it to him for. Is that what was happening, or was she just taking the money that the church was giving Bishop and holding it somewhere?
Not that I know of that she was taking the Bishop money and holding it anywhere. I recall her a lot of times saying when people gave Bishop money, they should put it back into the church. Because if you come, you would see something, he would have these chairs one week, the next week you come, he changed it around. So he was about order, he liked stuff, he liked change. So that was one thing I've always, heard her saying, that he would put stuff back in the house. And yes, with the car, then she got to pay her own car note, her own car insurance.
How long she been paying her? How long she been
money that you giving her?
How long she been paying her own car note and the car payment? Do you know?
I'm not sure of how long, but it's it's been a minute. Then they, like she said, they took back her car, the car that they were leasing originally, and then they picked out a Honda for her. Now, my thought and comment to her was like, they picked out a Honda for you, and you got to pay your own car note and your car insurance. I should have been picking out my own car.
Right. So the bishop didn't have a car. Do you know if the bishop had a car?
He had a car, but then, of course, he was not able to drive it anymore. So, because they both had their own individual cars, and those cars were given back.
Oh, I see.
So then they had a church, they had a van that was like wheelchair accessible for him.
Oh. Now, and I hope you guys understand, because, as my job as someone who is a comedic commentator and lightweight do journalism, I have to be neutral. So that's why I ask some of the hard questions, but I really want to know, and I'm not trying to be mean when I say being a maid or a slave, because some people do think, and I do think, because that's not, I'm 2018, so I don't want a wife to do me like that. And to me, if that was my aunt and I knew that she was being treated the way that she was treated and doing that, I would have want her to be out of that, would have been very vocal about it. But if my aunt has said, this is what I'm doing, this is what God telling me to do, this is my love service to my man of God, my husband, and to God, then I would have backed out of it. And so that's what's happening now. Now you guys get to be more vocal about it now that it's over.
Yes, because at the end of the day, I respected my aunt's, wishes. And as you can see, she's a lovely lady. She's very loved. Yeah. So what she did for Bishop, she did out of her heart. She did out of love. And she will always be blessed. She will never not want. And it's the whole thing about money. But she deserved much more than that. Yeah. Of course, he didn't put it in order. But at the end of the day, the whole topic was the disrespect of that notice outside of her door, which could have been handled so much better than that. Terrible.
Now, how can we all agree? Thank you so much for calling in. Anything else you want to say? Thank you for calling in and trusting the show.
Oh, and she paid her car note and stuff for 4 years, the last 4 years.
You shut up. Are you for real?
Yes. So all that, she have all this money, but she gave that. She bought the groceries of the house. She paid bills. There's bills that came in Bishop Brown's name. They all come in Pilgrim's name. Mm-hmm.
So everything came in. So is it also true, because this was alleged, I heard this as well, that house and a couple of the houses were actually in Bishop's name, but after his second wife, I think her name was Sandra, because of what he went through with the first and the second wife, then he began to protect his assets and put everything in the name of the church. Do you have any information to where you can verify that is true, and that's the reason why the Lady Brown is in the situation she's in?
I'm not sure about the transaction that took place in reference to that, but I do know the house was in his name and his second wife's name at one point, and looked like it was sold to the church for like $10.
Hold on, say that one more time,
but
baby.
That's on Acris. You can look that up.
Hold on. Say that one more again.
The transactions and how it went about, I'm not sure, but I do know that it is shown that at one point it was in his name, his second wife's name, Sandra, and then it was at some point sold to the church for $10.
Oh, God.
And that's public record. That's on Accurate. That can be looked up.
It was also public record where I seen where the daughter got him got some charges on mugshot.com. That's where I got that from.
Yeah, that's public record too.
And I also heard, you would have to verify for me though, but this is all alleged, that the daughter, when he needed a kidney, was not his blood type, so they ain't even sure if that's really his daughter or not, because she didn't match his blood type at all.
I don't have no comment on that.
Oh, okay, well, I
don't know.
It was just I seen that wrote in the comments. You know, you have to read them comments, so it's online. Y'all can look and see. That's to darn. This is Greenleaf. That's my tomorrow. Y'all need to. This is Greenleaf. Well, hold on. Give me about 15 seconds. I gotta process that. Lord Jesus, Neil. Kim, the TV show this ain't
no
true.
sense at all.
Okay, then. You know, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna let you go, but I'm gonna tell you this. No, I'm gonna let you go. Then I'm gonna say it. Thank you so much for calling in.
Yes, thank you for just letting us voice our. I don't know. I don't want to say hatred. Just mad.
I can't. Did you knock off mine? Let me say this here. I know people ain't perfect, and I know church ain't perfect, because church is people. But this the White House. This that kind of that's why you see the black preachers get with the president and this kind of marrying between the church, because it's the same kind of crooked crazy man. Scandal was the truth. I mean this is crazy. This ain't a proper deal. I'm gonna take some more calls, but I can't. My nerves are shook. All right. Call the internet 8940. What's your name? Where you calling from? You got 1 minute.
Hello, my name is Janelle. I just wanted to say that I like your show and I want you to keep on going. And I only started watching because of the scandal that was going on, but I really like your show, so I just wanted to let you know that I like it and keep on going.
Thank you so much for that. I needed to hear that. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Mm-hmm. That's always nice. Somebody come and give you a great compliment, because this ain't easy to do. Y'all know that, right? Caller in the 9761. What's your name and where you're calling from? You got 1 minute.
This is Sherry Ann Turpin, Washington, D.C. again. Yeah, you are doing a good job. You say that it's humorous. It's humorous, but it's a bitter humor, for one. Let's just be the last generation of women, black women, who end up basically being somebody's maid, somebody's servant like this. But, I grew up in the church, and sure, okay, you want to start talking about equally yoked, but that doesn't sound as though that was equally yoked. It sounds as though he found someone who would obey, serve and obey. And, I've never married. I'm 51, going on 52. I've never married. No regrets on that one. But if I was to marry, there needs to be something going on where there's a sense of being equally yoked. And I know that that's spiritual, but it sounds to me as though this woman was, just gaslighted or gaslit into serving. This is what I
this is what I think, and your time is up. I think that she literally was so convicted towards God and her assignment to this man that it made her handle it in a way that many women would not handle it. And she was really the perfect candidate to be used, abused, and just done the way that she's been done right now. That's what I would say. Thank you so much for calling in.
All right.
Yeah. And I'm not taking anything away from what she done. I have talked to her. I think she is a wonderful person. I can't listen. There ain't too many folk. My best friend's mama reminds me of her. I'm call her Mama May. She got the same kind of spirit. She's a good woman. She's a good woman, but she was done wrong. And a lot of times, them really good people tend to find themselves in situations with people or systems that really just do them wrong. All right, let's go to the next caller. Caller ending in, I don't know if you can hear me. Say your name and where you're calling from. I can't see what your number is.
Hello?
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, first of all, I want to say first that this is going all against the scriptures. First of all, the widow's supposed to be taken care of. And is this the first lady of the church? And her husband was the founder of the church. It is the church responsibility to take care of this lady until she died.
I agree. I agree with that. Although some folks say that he's the church is not responsible for taking care of the wife, and I understand what they mean.
The church is responsible.
But in the event, actually, I think her husband is responsible for taking care of his wife until she died. But because he didn't, now the church is.
But he was negligent. He should have made sure that his wife was covered.
Agreed.
And because he didn't, the church is supposed to take care of this first lady until she died.
I can agree with that.
Thank you so much. Have a blessed night.
You too.
I enjoy your show.
Thank you. Subscribe, please, on YouTube. All 200-300 of you guys that are on Facebook, get you a YouTube account and make sure you subscribe. What is it? What was the sound? What call? Will you leave me alone so I can do the show? You're messing my nerves. Yes, I'm the one sitting front and center. I'm the talent and I produce. Don't think I do click buttons. Okay, all right. Click a button so I can get the next call. Thanks. Caller in and 1093. What's your name? Where you calling from? You have 1 minute.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm great.
I'm from Mississippi. I am an artist, and I really want to talk about. I want to reflect for a moment to talk about Tasha Page.
Mm-hmm.
She's a very sweet woman. I've met her on many occasions. She don't know that I'm an artist, but I've been singing gospel music ever since I was 5.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing this for 17, 18 years. And so I just personally think that she don't really know how to handle this situation.
Agree.
And she just needs someone to. I looked on Instagram and I went to see did her mom say anything about it, and her mom did not say anything about it on her Instagram account.
Right.
So then I went to his Instagram account and I was looking for did he say something about it, and he didn't say something about it. So it had to be something that she did.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
It had to be.
I believe that when it comes to divorce, it's both parties. But as it relates to putting this out, this was 100% Tasha Page Lockhart's fault. She shouldn't have never put it out.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And she just wrong.
I agree.
At least I think she wrong. And we love you, Tasha, but you're just wrong, and you should have never came from my show. Thank you so much for calling.
All righty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Caller in at 2150. What's your name and where you calling from?
This is Queen calling from New Jersey because I likes to discuss stuff.
Yeah, that was you that came up with that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But people from the 1950s, the baby boomer generation, be they black or white, do not believe in wills, do not have wills. They lie to their children and their grandchildren.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why. My mother passed away years ago, and we sat down in a nice friendly circle, and we did up the will for her.
Mm-hmm.
Because we knew that there would be problems with the cousins.
Mm-hmm.
So we did the will for her, and that worked out mighty fine.
Mm-hmm.
Now I want to talk about Lady Brown.
Okay.
That is the sweetest lady I have ever. Her spirit just came through at the funeral, because I had to do the funeral to see what they was talking. She a nice lady, but the board members are haters.
Wow.
And usually when you have a bunch of board members, they are lackeys. They are yes people. If the bishop say he want a new Bentley, they gonna go out and get a Bentley. How you gonna get a Bentley in the hood?
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean? Do you have some church buses to bring them people to church? That should be your Bentley.
Okay, I hear
That's
that.
All I have to say is, and you're doing a wonderful job, and we're going to lay the sister, the gospel singer who's trying to berate you, we laying her to rest tonight in the name of Jesus. God bless.
Yeah, this the end. This gonna be the end unless I get that itch. But this is gonna be the end. She won't be on the show no more.
Yes, you're giving her too much space.
Okay.
And you're giving them too much relativity, and they don't deserve none of that.
Okay, I hear that. I can accept that. Thank you so much for calling in.
Okay. You're welcome.
Enter during resting. Okay, everybody make sure your mom and dad and them got wills and living revocable trust. Go to Sue'sOrman.com and tell her that I sent you over there, Larry Reid Live. And maybe she'll do some advertising with it or something, because that's where her money at, the black folk, we ain't got am. We ain't got now, and we ain't got am. Nary. All right. Call it in 4200. What's your name? Where you calling from? You got 1 minute.
Hey, Larry, how you doing?
What up?
So, I just had to come on here and say this real quick. I'm calling from Virginia.
Okay.
This whole show that you done tonight is taking me out and put me on the floor. There's so much mess going on, it's unreal. But you know what, all jokes aside, the first caller that you had on that called in had made mention of, well, shoot, am I just able to do whatever I want to do? You see all these church folks doing whatever. This is the problem in the body of Christ. Everybody just doing what they want to do. And I'm so confused. If we call ourselves Christians and whatnot, I don't see nobody really acting like Jesus. What would Jesus really do? Like, none of us have the character of Christ at this point. And this is why I think a lot of people are taking, like, people in the body of Christ for a joke. And it's really sad. The way they doing Lady Brown is ridiculous. The stuff that Tasha got going on is ridiculous. That bishop that Tasha is dealing with, he's completely out of order. Everybody out of order. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna call a spade a spade. It's just crazy to me, and it's really sad and it's disheartening. But I just want the saints to really just wake up, and this is the kind of stuff that we really have to pray about, because this is unacceptable. This is just a bunch of mess. That's all I wanted to say. I just had to get my little rant on.
Thank you so much. But I'm gonna say this before you hang up. In addition, for years I've always been an advocate of praying about stuff. I still do, but there's some things that have to be talked about before they are prayed about.
Yes, sir.
And
I agree.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Lord Jesus. Okay, next caller. Caller in 3901. What's your name? Where you calling from? You have 1 minute.
Yes, I'm calling from Virginia, Larry. Okay. You had said something about Pilgrim being a Baptist church. Pilgrim started out as a Baptist church.
Okay.
Until they transitioned into the Pentecostal apostolic movement.
Okay.
Also, as well, as Bishop Hutchins being the presiding bishop of Pilgrim Assemblies, he does still have some kind of power over the organization. Yes, Ms. Deborah is the pastor of the local church, but at the end of the day, if he sees fit to remove her as the pastor from that church, then he and the general church, or the national, whatever they call it, can step in and remove her and take full control of the church.
Oh, really? Now, from what I understand,
the general board has the.
Okay, now from what I understand now that's interesting. So we need to be, well, y'all need to be, or somebody need to be, 'cause I got other stories that I got to do, need to be hitting William Hudson up and say, look, you need to do something. You need to correct this because this is improper. Or demand that something be done, or suggest that something be done, or take her out of her position and then put somebody over there that's going to actually be easy to lead. Now, from what I understand, Deborah is not somebody to be played with. I was able to find some people that knew her from childhood in that era. She's always been rough, tough, and have a gang of rough, tough people around her from a childhood that she's rough and that she's tough. You can look at her picture, put a picture up so everybody can see, and see that this is nobody's punk, and that she would stand toe to toe with any man. And I am saying any man. And she will stand toe to toe with any man, and she will, go for blows. And this is what I understand. You can see this in the picture. It's clear. You can see in the picture she ain't nobody to play with. She ain't got no husband. She ain't got no man in her life. So she is the man of God in her life. That she is the bishop of her own soul. So I don't know. I think that she'll be beat Hudson up. I don't think he can do nothing. I'm afraid, but I don't. He might need to ask. He might need to get some of them goons from Islam to help him, because she's not gonna do nothing nobody tell her to do. The person that can tell her to do something is dead and gone. This is over.
Yeah, the general board can step in and take her out of the church if they please. So now she, as the pastor, can choose to pull Pilgrim Church out of that Reformation, and that's probably why they won't do anything.
Okay.
They don't want to rest loose.
Well, we're gonna still be listening and see what happens, because we do updates. We do updates on every last story. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you.
But this is what I want to say for all of you about, well, how am I supposed to live? The church is not perfect, and there is people. I'm gonna tell you this: if they said Bishop Brown was screwing 2 or 3 of the women and a couple of the boys, that for me, as long as they were of age, for me, I get people are human, and everybody get hijacked in their passion one way or the other. But this ain't what we got going on through here. Y'all see what we're discussing? This is mean. This is there ain't no love in this. You can't take Jesus out, take religion out.
90 seconds.
I'm going to talk while that's going on, because we can still stay live with the calls. It just won't be on the radio. So bye, radio show. You ain't going to be able to hear nothing else. Bye. So anyway, y'all know this ain't how you handle somebody and you put a thing up on their door. You ain't called them, ain't talked to them to try to scare them out of there in 10 days from a lawyer. You know that's just mean. Now, come on now. Give the woman time to get her mess together. You can't get nothing together in 10 darn days. So that's just darn mean. That's number darn 1.
60 seconds.
Mm-hmm. So that's a matter of humanity. And humanity is at the center of all spirituality. Humanity is. So if you talking about you spiritual, but then you just can't treat somebody like a human and nice, that's dirty. And the lawyer did it. His name was on it, but that's Deborah and them lawyer. So you already see what this is. And they better not tell me, Lady Paula, you better not be going to church. You go to somebody, you go to anybody church. Right, where is you at? You go to anybody church, you best not ever go back to Pilgrim. Ever, never, a darn again. And I'm so glad to know. Because there was so many questions raised over what she was doing. There people said she was sleeping with somebody and all that kind of stuff. That's just, but that's what pastors
10
do.
seconds.
If you think about it from a gang and a fraternity standpoint, if somebody leaves, let me tell you what somebody told me. Let me finish that statement. If somebody leaves, and if that person is of good rapport, if that person leaves, what you need to do, you need to make people think that person's reputation and who they are really isn't who they were. You got to do that to sort of keep the crew together. And so that's what it sounded like they were trying to do before Bishop even died, was trying to set things up to where she wouldn't get nothing. Oh my God, my God, my God, my God. And so we need to look at this lawyer. I'm trying to see this lawyer's name. This lawyer name is Monty Malik Chandler. Monty Malik, Montemalik Chandler. Somebody needs to call the office and find out what kind of practice is this going on. Why did he do this? Why did he do this first, put this on the door? Who told him to do it? And I will check his integrity. Why would he do something of this nature so quickly? Listen to what he said, even in the Christian Post, the things that he said. Who is this? Is this a friend? Because it sounds like one of them lawyers who friend. You remember that case with James Hall and Kevin Bond against Jeffrey Miles? How they had friends that were detectives that trumped up them charges against Jeffrey for larceny. And it wasn't even true. And the judge threw it out in New York. New York, what y'all got going on? That's another New York case. All right, I'm gonna take some more calls. This is terrible. What I need for you to do, because from what we don't know if these bishops are gonna do anything for Lady Brown. If it's just $10, if it's $1, you do 20, because the GoFundMe is in euros, and put some money over there to help her out. All right, let's go. Caller ending in 6891. Shoot, it's 10 o'clock. What's your name? Where you calling from? Got 1 minute. Hello? I hate to hang up on you, but you gotta hear me. Okay. Caller ending in 4054. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hi, this is Julia from New York. I just want to say I enjoy your show. I'm not into this gossip stuff, but this is interesting the way you're bringing it. So keep doing a good job. You're making me laugh.
All right, I'm glad you're laughing. I try to have that balance. Thank you so much. So she said, she's really not into the gospel stuff, but I try to do a good balance of it. You're gonna let it off, yeah. I try to do a good balance of it, to where we talk about what's going on. I mean, it can be gossip. You can classify as gossip, but gossip is usually about stuff that is private, being brought public. But I just talk about what's public. I don't believe in putting nobody's business out there, But sometimes when you do these updates, you have to dig. And so then we get into some information that may not be as public. But thank y'all so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe. All right, I'm going to take this call and then this is going to be it. Caller in 9006. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hi, I'm Donna. I'm calling from Hawaii. And I'm just like, Jesus just needs to come down with a strap because this is some pure foolishness. You have these people fighting over money that was never theirs. You have people that have come to church that are looking for miracles and blessings from God, and they give. They make sacrificial, with their tithes and their offerings. And this is how they have generated the money over the years to make themselves rich. Then you turn around and you treat a widower, which I kind of feel like she was young and naive when she married him because of the age difference and her being the third wife. Where was the motherboard when all of this was going on? Somebody should have consulted God with her because it's a mess. But, now that she's already, that's already done and everything, I still feel like they're wrong and they need to do right by her. But then thank God for your show because you put it out there, what was already out there, you just made it known for everyone else to join in. But at some point in time, with all of this, it's time to just kick the dust off our feet and move on. Because what you put out, you surely going to get it back.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm glad that she trusted me to call into my show. And I was told by several bishops out of that Reformation that she does not talk. And for her to call in and to trust me I was honored to do that and glad to take it farther and really shed light. There have been some things that have been happening in her favor since, some I cannot share, different offers and things of that nature. And also, her senator out of the state of New York called her. they'll call me and connected them, so it's always good to talk about it. Her motivation was pure. She didn't want, there's a lot of things she could say and still can say, but her motivation was, to shed light on how this was not proper to post this on her door and to deal with her like she is not known. I was even told by some people how at one of the last few conferences, she didn't even have a parking space and parked way down the road in Brooklyn, having to walk by herself, and some bishop saw it and sent some people with her to walk with her. Just the overall treatment of how she was dealt with and how she didn't have somebody watching for her, at the last convocation and things of that nature. She has been dealt with like black folk was dealt with as slaves. Less than human, I think. Is that a bump on my chin? Sitting there bright, big as day in this camera. So it's a pure shame. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now, I got to go. And I don't know how that got there. Something must have done itch because my skin is sensitive. All right now, everybody that's online, go over there to YouTube, so darn scribe. Sign up right now so you won't miss the next time I go live. Tomorrow, Greenleaf. So we come on at 11 p.m. I'm only going to stay on a little while. We got somebody from the Greenleaf production. You got to see whoever's going to be, whether it's going to be an actor from the show or somebody from the backside of the show. But it's going to be somebody whose name is in the credits. They will be with me on tomorrow over the phone for part of our show. And then we come back on Wednesday to discuss and to talk about. All right. I'll see you later. What is it? See you later, and I love you a whole lot. Peace.
While they hate and speculate about that paper, I feature. Burn them eyes, make that fire move on higher. I feature. Bring fame to the name, make them change it. I feature. While they hate and speculate, anticipate it. I feature. While they hate and speculate about that paper, I feature. Burn them eyes, make that fire move on higher. I feature. Bring fame to the name, make them change it. I feature. While they hate and speculate, anticipate it. Everybody dance around loud as you can't stop hard, put your feet on the floor. Ain't nobody fly like you, lift it up, turn around.